understanding the characters and like get a little bit more loose with my drawings. So I think that's I found this in perfect time before portfolio. So I think I'm like less stressed about my drawings in portfolio, especially if I like continue with the challenge. And yeah, it's really fun to do that.
Awesome. Amazing. Yeah. Glad to hear that. Orchua, hello. Wait. Marta, by the way, I don't. I already give you feedback from all your drawings until the last one that you post.
Yeah, I didn't post much this week, so
Yeah. So here we're going to talk a lot about perspective. I have a lot of drawings from Avi, which are super strong. So we're going to go and talk about high level stuff in perspective.
Awesome. It breaks my brain sometimes, so I really love the feedback. Sometimes I'm like not even sure. Yeah, I don't know. I get so caught up in the perspective.
No. It's simple. Hi, Orchua. Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello.
hi guys.
Nice to see you.
Nice to
Nice to see
mm,
you. Wait, Ben, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm alright, and I'm happy to see you back on your feet. Feeling much better, right?
Yeah, by the way, last Friday I was dying. So
Oh my god.
I came to Ecuador and then I went crazy, eating a lot of crazy stuff at night. And then I also had some drinks. So I was full, and I just get sick. so I spent like 2 days after coming here in Ecuador sick, and now I'm better. So right now I'm going to just review all the hardcore drawings for you.
Nice.
So yeah, now I'm good. Thanks for asking, Ochoa. Awesome. So one of the things that I will ask you guys, please, for the next ones is please to put your name here, because sometimes I cannot recognize the drawings. I know this is Moe. I know this is Reynard. But as people will will join, I think it'll be easier for me rather than going back to the platform and seeing. I already recognize some of your drawings, like for example, Avi. This is Omar, so amazing. Let's get started. So the way that I have, bam, the way that I created these this community, or the way that I created this challenge, Marta, is that I'm working with the three main pillars that for me it helped me a lot in order to understand posing. Because for me, animation is divided into posing and timing, and if you are good, very good at those two, you have most of your animation skills done with those two little skills, posing and timing. And most of the time, people just think about timing, and they forget about posing. And that's something that for me was game changer, because sometimes I can even animate only with posing. And I like to consider this like playing soccer, for example. The players that plays in the middle, they know how to defend and they know how to attack. And that for me is posing. Like if you know posing very well, you can easily be a character designer, you can easily be a storyboard artist, you can easily be an animator, you can easily do a lot of stuff. So being able to push your posing skills to the next level is something that is going to help you if you want to attack, if you want to defend, if you want to play in the middle ground. So that's for me why it's so important. And in order to even have the brain capacity to think about what makes a good pose, there are three main things to unlock first. That for me is gesture drawing, perspective drawing, and shape design. And these are things that I learned from a mentor that worked in 2021. I learned this from a mentor that worked on Lion King as a cleanup artist. And the way that he teach is that I learned from him how is that we can control the brush, how is that we can draw with the shoulder, how is that we can feel and experiment drawing not only as a technical aspect but more of as an artistic expression. And that's something that I never considered, because I was super nerd focused on like I have to make this perfect, I have to make this perfect. Now this is the approach that they had, which is looking at forces, looking at rhythms, looking at all of this energy that happens inside of the body, is what makes all of this click for me. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys in this gesture, drawing, perspective, and shape. Once we unlock those three, boom, we have the space in our brain to think and to talk about posing and what makes a good pose. And after that, timing is something that I cannot is something that I cannot tell. Like there, this is a magic ingredient for timing. Not the only way to develop timing is by animating. Like the only way to become good at the timing is by animating. So I know how to deconstruct the way of helping someone to get better at posing, but at timing, I cannot lie to anyone. It's just about practice. So it's just about practice, and this is what we're going to talk right now. All about 3D, all about perspective, gestures, and a little bit of shapes. Awesome. So this is a little bit of an introduction for you, Marta, because
Thank you.
I've already said this to everyone. But welcome, and I'm glad that you can join. So let's start with these first rounds, and this is how I structured everything. We have here the rhythms, and here we have the gestures, which literally is the same thing. I'm just here just bullshitting a little bit trying to separate these two, but it's the same thing. Just wanted to just wanted to focus first on the line of action and the importance of seeing the line of action before going in and breaking down all of these different rhythms and forces that we can find inside of a character. So this is from Reynard. So Reynard, if you're seeing this, cool. Yeah, the line of action will be oopsie. The line of action will be something like this, and the line of action will be something like this. And the way to simplify all of these arms is exactly the way that you did it. Bam. And that's it. And that's it. So I'll highly recommend for everyone to use characters from, for example, Disney, DreamWorks, especially the old movies, the old 2D movies, because we can learn a lot from those things. A lot, a lot. It's not that we cannot learn from this, but we can learn much more if we pick all of those characters too. So, boom, we have this, and then we have this, and then this is grabbing this, boom, and this is grabbing this. So these first 5 days is just to warm up and train our eye to just simplify all of this into a simple rhythms and see the clarity how I'm able to communicate what is happening here between these hands just by being clear. Like where is this angle of the arm? Where is this hand? Where is this other hand? How is that I'm going to connect this with this? So clarity with a few lines is the most important thing because then when we move to the next 5 days, 15 days, which is gesture drawing, we're going to get this new challenge, which is finding all the new gestures, all the different gestures, all the different rhythms that exist inside of a character. Let me grab a green color over here. Bam. So a green color over here. And Moe, I'm seeing here the flower sack, and it's really nice. I will try to keep pushing that into the shapes of the character of the model, so we can have an easy time. We can have an easy time putting the perspective on top later on the other submissions. So here we have the legs. So we have from here to here, bam, and we can draw the shoes, and then from here, bam, to here, boom, shoulders, arms, boom, and then from here the head, which have this tilt, and the Lumi's head. Let's be more clear. I would love to see. Maybe it's because the opacity is a little bit low. Yeah, I would love to see the Lumi's head divided into the sphere, the side plane, the eye line, the center line, and then we have here the cheeks or the jaw that connects with these 2 points. Boom. So we are clearly communicating the message. Bam. Also, so this is the difference between these 2 days. Here we just simplify with a few lines to train our eye for this type of a skill of actually being able to be good at simplification, and then we're adding more lines to represent all the rhythms of the character. Same here. I think it's nice. The leg we go from here to here. That's beautiful. And then from here to here, yeah, that's beautiful too. And I love how you are connecting the rhythms. From here is very nice to one line rhythms. To one line, I mean, for example, if we have the torso, which is going in this way, if we have this torso that is going this way, let's one line this back part of the torso with the shoulder. Boom. the forces, we can one line all of that into one single flow, and that will make everything feels connected to boom. And then from here to here, we have the hand. And this one line theory is something that I like to share, and that is something that I like to see every time that I, oopsie. Wait, that's something that I like to share here in this wallpaper that I have here, which is the nine old men. How they one line all the way here from the butt, all the way here to the to the foot, or this chicken from here from the chest all the way here to the upper leg, or this cricket here from the chest all the way to the upper part of the pant. So it's super important because that's how we keep the flow of the character. I remember I told a mentor like, yeah, the one lining theory, the one lining. I like to one line stuff. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? One lining, because I learned from other dude. I learned from a dude. Henry, you're drawing your pictures like this, like this. This is the T-shirt. This is the pants. This is the leg. This is that. What if you one line all of this, like like the T-shirt and the pants, and that thing when he told like one line, that clicked for me, and he kept saying the same, like one lining, one line this, one line this, and then when I have these other mentor that have more experience, he told me what you're calling one line is the flow of the pose, is the flow of the character, and that's something that I like to do here in these gestures by connecting those gestures into one line like this. Boom. And then from here to here, we go like that. Bam. Cool. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm drawing the shape of the torso, which is this bean. And then on top of that, I am drawing the shoulder to one line or to create a flow there. Awesome. And then here, I'm seeing this on the torso. Bam. I see this is pushing here. Boom. Then this leg, I will go this way. I'll go this way for this leg, bam, and for this one, I'll go, yeah, exactly like you have here. I'll go that way, bam. And then from here to here, boom. And then from here to here, bam. And the Lumi said, yeah, I like it. This is good. So very nice Moe there. And over here, awesome. Yeah, I will push the leg a little bit over here, bam. And then the shoulder, if this is the torso, yeah, I will go all the way around like this, and then maybe one line the back with the arm here, boom. Awesome. The rest is really nice, really cool. I will expand this a little bit and connect this with the arm. See how I'm connecting and creating the flow here between these two parts, the arm and the two arms. Bam, something like this. And then from here to here, yes, exactly what you did there. Amazing. Awesome. So that is the difference between the first 5 days of rhythms and then the gesture drawings, which is that we are now simplifying with more lines, but just the lines that we need to describe the rhythms, the story, or the action of the character. So that's the main thing. Cool. Hope that helps. And let's go to the heavy stuff. Any questions from here? Oh, goody. Cool. Abby, how you felt with this one?
Good. It was really fun, like putting the organic shapes on top of the construction after you made that note in like the prior feedback. But I definitely liked Andrew's advice after this drawing about keeping the box on so that I can keep checking perspective because I think things got like a little bit wonky here. So
Yeah, like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So for all the other ones moving forward, I was like, I just have to keep remembering what Andrew said and what you say and like use the box.
And remember when we were working on this baby project that you had this robot in the ground and I had to draw the box in the ground and then
Yeah.
everything. It's the same thing here. It's the
Yeah.
same. So as a context is that every part of the character is a box and is tilting in different directions within the same 3D world. But in general, the main pose will be built within a box that is going to be something like this. Bam, bam, something like this. Bam, 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 bam. I'm freehanding the box. And you will see more all of these tools, all of these tricks of how to freehand the box on the perspective modules once you unlock those as you level up. And the idea is that what from this reference, which parts of the character can be aligned with that main box and which others are not going to be aligned with that box due to the tilt or the angles that each part have. So for example, the hips, I feel like the hips are turning, wait, I feel like the hips are turning this way, the angle is this way, while all of this leg is following the main box. So I know that these hips might not follow these vertical lines because it's tilting that way. So I know that the box within these hips will go that way. But, but this leg over here is perfectly following this box. So if I were to draw here the construction of this leg, I know that if I'm going to cut or if I'm going to convert or transfer this cylinder into a cube, because a cube have more information because it have 3D edges, if I were to convert this cylinder into a cube, I know that this line will follow that direction and that line will follow that direction. And then my 3D edge will be all the way here. And I know this is going to be one plane of the character, while this is going to be another plane of the character. And if I go down again, boom, and I make this into a cylinder, and then I break this into a cube, look, following the same perspective, I'm going to figure out that. Boom. And that's how we know that this line, instead of going that way, will go that way. This line will go that way. This line over here, well, this is the panties that we're going to talk about it. Boom, this will go that way. This is correct. Boom. But we are drawing lines according to that 3D box that is appearing around. For example, this arm feels like it's also following the same stuff. Bam, bam, and that's the forearm. So yeah, cheers to Andrew for that amazing tip. And other than that, let me see how can I share this with you, which is how can I construct this body into a flower sack, and how can I apply this template, which is like a 3D template of drawing hips, which is going to be, if we have the torso like this, we have the torso, the torso is going that way, bam. The torso this way, we have the hips this way. If we have this is like the flower sack. We know that the 3D edge here will go all the way from here to here because we have the twist. Boom. We have the twist. And the hips will go around like this. And then I can break this into 3D edge like this. All the back will be connected here. Here we have this bone, boom. Now, here the trick is to leave a gap between this part of this line of the hips and this line here. So we leave this gap, and here's where we connect the leg, or here's where we create the base of the leg by leaving this gap between these two. So we don't connect the leg all the way here, but we connect it here because we have some muscles on this part. We have some muscles connected in this part. So we need that. We need that gap. So we have the booty here. Bam, bam, bam. But this is the panties. This is the, if we have a box like this, bam, 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 bam. I leave this gap here, and then I go around, and then I go around, and I have the panties template to draw and to create the legs. Bam. Just by leaving that gap, and everything will feel more structured, and it will not feel like it's tangent in here. But there you go. That will be the way that I will draw that. And from here, boom, leg, bam, and the other leg, the other way, bam. Oh, and from here we have the shoulder. Oops, oops, the shoulder, the arm, and the other arm. Well, that's what I wanted to share with you is these panties because I see that is something that we can add here and improve here
Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
for sure. For sure. Here, this torso. I would love to see your rough pads, Abby, here next to your drawing, just to see your thought process and how is that you convert that into a 3D model. So here,
Awesome.
boom, boom, then bam. This is the torso here, the flower sack. And in order to convert this into a 3D form, we can either just draw around like a cylinder here, a cylinder here, a cylinder here, and then we can break those cylinders into 3D edges. So that thing will be here something like this, and here will be something like this. Bam. And again, I leave a gap between this point and this point, and then I draw around. Bam, I have the panties here. Same thing here, a gap, and from there, boom, around. And then I have these amazing panties that I can work on. I can steal one line all the rhythm that I found here from the body to the leg, but I am aware that my leg will be attached here. A bit messy though. Then we have the center line here, boom, boom. And then here is important to know that the shoulder will be connected here and here, and the chest will be connected here. So the boobs will go around like this. Yeah. So everything is built with proper construction, with proper anatomy, even though is a cartoon. They are seeing all of this. They're seeing all of this, and from here to here, bam. Boom. There you go. So that's the main idea for this character. This leg will go from here to here and all the way there. Boom.
Nice.
Super organic. Play with
Beautiful.
more colors. Maybe the yellow will not be the best color to use, but we can play with different colors just to have more clarity on this.
Perfect. Okay.
Awesome. Other than that, it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Actually, you know what? I have a question kind of about the colors and stuff because
yeah, for sure.
you know, like you can change the settings on the brush in Photoshop so it's like with light pressure, it'll be like a thinner line, heavy pressure, it's a thicker line. But then it's also the same. It'll be like light pressure is like a lighter line and more pressure is a darker line. And in
Okay.
real life, you could do thin and light or like you can mix those up. And I hate that like in Photoshop, I'm stuck with one or the other. So a lot of the times I end up like lowering the opacity of the brush for my gesture and then I go over it with a different one. But is there another solution for that?
The
Or is
brush
it
that
just
you're using.
the brush that you're using?
The brush that you're using, right? Because you see, you saw right now, for example, this brush that I'm using, I'm drawing
Yeah.
super. That's why I like this brush. See how I'm super soft, and if I want to go hard,
Yeah.
and it gives me also those two tones of green at the same time. See,
Can you do really dark but really thin at the same time? Or
really
is it
dark,
always get
you know,
thick
the same.
when
Yes, yes, yes,
you
yes.
can? What? Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm looking at your brush pack and I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how to create brushes in. I have no idea
Okay.
how to create brushes in Photoshop. So I don't know how to help in that way. But for example, I don't have this brush in Tumbo. So when I go to Tumbo, what the heck is this? I'm going to make these spoilers. Bam, 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 bam. When I go to Tumbo, see, look at that.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
When I go to Tumbo, for example, here, I use one brush which is marker number two, and I don't change anything on the brush. But I have my blue color and my transparent blue color. So when I want to do a rough pass, I use my transparent blue color and see my brush. I have to build my line on top and top and top. But if I use this one, I use this for tie down.
Right. Okay, that's essentially what I'm doing in Photoshop. So that
Which is
works.
still
Right.
okay. It will take more time. It will take you two passes. Like you do a complete one pass with this, and then on top you'll have to do another pass like this. But it's not the same. It's not this for animation. It works. But for to get the same feeling that we got on live drawing, I highly recommend looking for a different brush because
Okay.
you can see I am building on top and on top and on top. Maybe it's getting there. Maybe it's getting there. See,
Yeah.
but I highly recommend looking for a brush. Even this brush in Photoshop will work fine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So hope that helped.
Definitely. Thank you.
For sure. Bam. Now, good question. I also prefer drawing in paper. It's
It's
just
so much easier.
it's an experience. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, okay. So Omar. So here we see Omar. We can see Omar gesture drawing, and then here the gesture transfer into volumes. Abby, I would love to hear like which feedback would you give Omar into this just perspective drawing in the perspective drawing.
In the perspective, so the last one, I mean, it looks like you use the box at the beginning, and maybe same advice Andrew gave me to use the box in the final version too, so you can track like a little more closely. Um, but other than that, I feel like it's mainly just like little proportion things, like the head and the angle of the head. Which again, I think if the box was in place, it would maybe like fix that tilt a little bit. But I really love the like the shape of the lines that you used and stuff because the character has got a really cool like angular curvy thing going on, and that's coming through in the drawing. So I like that.
Cool. Got it. Noted. Anyone else that would like to share their feedback? Don't be shy. You can say that it's cool too. Definitely.
I think what Abby says is like everything I would say as well. I love the gesture drawing, the middle one. It looks really cool.
Awesome. Nice. Awesome. Let's check what you just said. I also like that you highlight the way that the characters have angular shapes and how he was able to preserve those angular shapes on the character. So here the idea will be to bring the perspective into a more organic feeling, even though we have these angular shapes. How is that we can make all of this more organic? If I feel like I'm going to animate this arm moving up, for some reason I feel like it's going to break here like a Lego. It's going to move like a Lego, like black, 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 or here in the knee. It's like if the knee, if the leg goes all the way here, I feel we're going to end up with a shape that looks something like this, super flat in this way, while we are losing some of the construction that exists around. So Omar, there you go. I'm going to give you some feedback. And let's just start with the gesture drawing. If this is the gesture drawing, something like this, bam, something like this, bam. Then we have his pushing that way, and the booty is going this way, and then boom, and then we're having the head which goes this way, boom. On top of this basic, super basic gesture drawing, I'm going to establish where is the flower sac, where is the torso, and I'm drawing that all the way connected with the hips. So I'm doing this shape, I'm drawing this shape, bam. And as I get confident seeing where is going to be my final line, I go and draw darker lines. Bam. There you go. This is my torso. This is all the torso together. And then the easy way here to do stuff is transform this into a cylinder here, bam, and transform this into a cylinder here, bam. And immediately now, once we know where is the torso ends, where the torso ends and where the hips starts, I can transform all of this into a 3D edge. Bam. I can transform all of this into 3D edge. Boom, and then same thing here. Boom, boom. And now we can connect these 2 points. So this will be something like this. And see how I am drawing parallels, because the logic of a box is that I can draw a box just with these 3 lines, because I know the line that is going to be on top is going to be a parallel of this line over here. So I know, boom. And I know the line that is going to be here is going to be the parallel of this line over here. So it's going to be something like this, boom. And I know the line that is going to be here is going to be a parallel of this line here. So boom. And I know the line that is going to be here is going to be a parallel of this line over here. So boom, 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 boom. And I know the line that is going to be here is going to be a parallel of this line over here. Bam. And I know the line that is going to be here is going to be a parallel of this line over here. Bam. So that's how we build a box, knowing that we are just drawing parallels. So if this line in this corner is a C that is going that way, then the parallel of this one, I'm not going to draw an inverted C, or I'm not going to draw an S. I'm going to draw the same C. Bam. So that's how we start building an organic construction in the character. Same thing here. Boom, boom, this way, bam. And then from here to here, this could be something like this. Awesome. So now we have the 3D edge, which is going to be all of this. The turning edge, sorry. This is the turning edge. This is the side plane of the body. And then we have here the center line of the body that will be all the way there. And then on this center line of the body here, if we draw a circle, here's where we're going to extrude the neck. Bam. Maybe the head is a bit over here. So what I'm doing here is finding a reason, like, okay, what happened here between this and this plane? What happened here? Where do we lost that connection with this part over here? And that thing should be connected there. Now over here, if we draw a circle here and I want to attach the shoulders or to attach the arms with this torso, I'll go around like this and one line to create a flow from the torso all over here to the shoulder, because the shoulder will be connected here like this into this torso. So this torso, which is something like this, the shoulders, the back part of the shoulder will be connected here in the scapula bone over here, and this one will be connected here on the collarbone. And this is going to be connected here. So imagine it's like a crab grabbing that cube there. And that is going to move around the way, the angle that this arm is pointing, which is going to be that way. So we have something like this. And see how I'm building the construction or the design of this character. And at the same time, here's the elbow. I'm drawing the side plane here. Bam. Now, if we go here to the hand, I continue the flow. I don't break the flow, crack, 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 and then a box. No, I continue the flow. I draw the character and then I try to justify what I drew with my construction. But I keep everything very, very, very organic. So I keep everything very, very, very organic. And then here, boom, I can add the box. But the box will follow all of that organic construction. Cool. And then we have the leg. So this will be something like this. Bam. Leaving the gap there. And from here, boom. We have all of this volume there. Cool. And then from here to here, we go like that. Now, this is something that I showed on that I show on one of the previous call that we had with you, Omar. So this is the idea. This is something that I grabbed from Brian Knox. Let me bring that dude over here for a second. amazing stuff to learn from that dude, Brian. No, it's cool. So let's look at this dude here. So this dude over here has an amazing way of deconstructing the legs or the joints, especially the joints. Look at this leg, how he goes instead of going instead of breaking the joints here, he breaks the joints a little bit up, and then pook, 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 he breaks the 3D edge here. So he leaves this part of the joint like very flex, like very squash and stretchy. So because when we are bending the arms or the legs, sometimes it's a little bit tricky to do just something like this and being like, oh yeah, and then these legs connects this way, but it doesn't connect like a tube like this. It doesn't connect like that actually. So that's the main idea. It's like breaking this a little bit before we go to the joint, and then from here to here we can establish where is each plane of the leg. Here, for example, bam, bam. So we have this side, and we have this side here. It makes everything easier to observe, and we can just leave this part empty. So let me just go back and make this a little bit more clear. So this can end up here. Let me see this. And this can end up here. Bam. So we have the 3D edge here, and we have the 3D edge here. And we can leave this into just flesh. And if we see here, bam, it helps me when I'm drawing parts of the character bending, like the arm or like the legs. It helps me to see it in that way because you just simplify everything, and I'm not trying to think how this part connects with this part when things are bending. Just break those parts. See before, and we don't overthink about that. Boom. And I approach the knee sometimes as a unique cube. Okay? Makes everything easier. There you go. This dude learned from the same master that Broco learned how to draw.
Wow.
So yeah, it's also a way that Broco draws. So there you go. If you would like to follow that dude, that's the name. That's how I will simplify the joints. That's something that we also talked the last time, the last feedback. So here I can do the same and leave the elbows alone. So that's the main thing. We'll love to see how you connect this with the shoulder here instead of thinking this like a puzzle or like a robot joining just the clicking just the parts, but instead just connecting every part very organic. So that's my main feedback to you, Omar. Other than that, is really cool. The head construction is very strong, and I love how you are actually building everything from the forms that you have, not inventing or putting lines on the air, but just connecting everything. That's very, very, very well done. We'll love to see how now you make everything feels connected by using the construction, by using the form that you're creating to attach the parts in a very organic way. Awesome. Any questions? Makes sense. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. Abby, these are 10 out of 10. How you felt?
I was really happy with these. I think something that I've been like focusing on and thinking about. I don't know if you remember in school, but we had one of the animators come in and she told us that you can't increase your skill and increase your speed at the same time. You have to choose one. So for perspective, I was like, I need to slow down and work on the skill part and then I can get faster. And I think that's really, really helped me because I don't feel like the pressure to like go through the perspective really quickly and all that. So it's been nice. It's fun.
Good insight. Bravo, amazing to share that. And it's totally okay because this will take more time. How long is taking you each pose?
It depends which ones. These ones actually weren't bad. But the newest one that I did, the Wile E. Coyote one, I had to redo it like 3 times because the perspective was destroying my brain. Um, but I mean, I think that's kind of good too because it did help me after like doing it a few times.
Yeah.
It helped me get a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I don't know how long
This
each
is
of these take.
massively
Probably.
strong. I mean, this is massively strong. I don't know if you have a part in your portfolio to put like solid drawing or like a sketch. If you put this, these are very strong studies. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm really glad.
So yeah, I totally agree with you with your idea of just putting more time and than speed on these ones because you're learning a lot from these references, which is the main thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to rush it and then like regret it because I didn't pick up on anything. So
Oh,
yeah.
here's where you start adding the cube, as Andrew mentioned, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Game changer.
Game changing. There you go, Andrew. Start here. Awesome. So there you go. So there are little subtleties, and is that, for example, here in the body, I will keep doing if this is the booty of the dude, and the chest goes all the way like this, bam. I will do the same thing as I'm doing on the human dude. I'll go like this, and I know that okay, where are the panties? The panties goes here like this. But I will leave a little gap here, so I'll do something like this. Boom. So I'm showing where is the hips, where's the space between the hips and this, and how these legs connects to that, right? And I'm just
Nice.
following.
Okay.
I'm just following that. So I'm going around and around and around, and maybe showing a little bit of this top part. Well, no, this is super side view, so I'll just go around and around, and this is very beautiful. Let's throw that attachment here, bam, and then we go like this, and then like this. And why I am drawing the attachment? Because when I draw the attachment or this circular part here, I know that here is going to be the shoulder and here is going to be the armpit. So when I am animating, I will track that. But here I cannot see if these two are connected to something in particular, right? So boom, and from here to here, bam, bam. There you go. I'm
Nice. Yeah,
breaking
that
these
looks
two.
much better.
I'm breaking and I'm just doing what they're doing. I'm just doing what they're doing. I'm breaking these two lines here, bam, bam, because this is going to be an inflection point. It's going to be an inflection point, and that's something that I'm going to track when I am animating. Because if I want to animate this moving towards the front, guess what? This will look something like this. I am animating that like towards the front, that will look something like that. And the base, as I am tracking the base, I know how all of this will move around that base. See? So that's why it's super cool to work with shapes and to simplify those shapes into a few lines. Because when you are like, okay, now make that arm looking towards camera. Oh, it's not a big deal, right? Because I'm just, oopsie, wait. I'm just moving these two lines around and I am overlapping this line on top of this one over here. So it's just moving stuff around. So that's why I'm trying to be super aware of which lines I'm adding. And even though I'm drawing a lot of lines, I'm drawing a lot of lines on top of that one single line that is giving me the information that I want. Cool. So boom, boom, boom. And then from here to here, bam. See? There you go. So that's how I will simplify that. And the construction, well, the construction for this is like, I'll go that way for this. I'll go this way for this. And again, I'm leaving the oopsie. I'm leaving the joint alone. There you go, something like that. So this is going this way. Well, this is going this way. Cool.
Nice.
Yep. That's it. And then here the hips. Cool. It's tricky because it's a super side view, so we are not actually seeing the bottom. Maybe here we're seeing something like this. Let me change this. Here we're seeing something like this. Well, here we're seeing something like this. But it's very, 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 very flat. It's very, very flat. It's very flat. The same thing here. If this head is going that way, these things will go that way.
Right.
This is better. But we actually only need these two. We only need these two. Yeah. Maybe. But we actually only need those two. And then one lining from here to here. The rest is really good, really strong. This is very strong. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but here you have a 3D edge here, which is amazing. It's a turning edge that you did here with the knee. That's really, really,
Thank
really
you.
nice because you're building this volume here. All with this. And
I think
those
I
are
should definitely use because I've been trying to do the boxes, but I don't even think it reads here. It's too light.
okay. No, yeah, we have to choose
Yeah.
another color.
Yeah.
Other than that, really strong. Same thing here for the hips. If these are the hips, bam, 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 bam. Oh, this will be bam. These are the hips. I'll go 1 centimeter here. And then from here, boom, leg. What I'm doing. From here, boom, leg, boom. And then we have this. And then here, this other leg, boom. And then all of that. But see how I'm building the panties and I'm attaching this into the panties? Because here I don't see where it's attached. So we can just do something like this and we attach the legs from here to here.
Beautiful. Yeah, it looks a lot more like there's a lot more depth to it. Mine's definitely flat in that part.
Yeah, it's just connecting that stuff. But other than that, really strong.
Thank you.
Boom. Look at that. Awesome. Oof, this is a very three-dimensional pose. I was watching this movie in the airplane
Were
for the
you?
first time. Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you know the story about the movie? Because it's like there's a documentary that you can find on the Internet Archive.
What do you
And
mean?
it's like a banned Disney documentary. I think you know Stain, the musician, his wife filmed like the process of this movie being made because Sting was doing the music for it. And they spent like 3 years doing a whole movie and then they showed it to Disney and Disney scrapped it. And then it turned into this. But it wasn't supposed to be this originally.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
Yeah. It's a brutal documentary. It's
And it's
so
not out
much
there.
work.
It's not out
Pardon?
there. The
No,
documentary.
it is. You
Oh,
can
it
find it for
is?
free on the Internet Archive. If you just go onto
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
there. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Fun
Okay.
fact, Polish fun fact, this movie is so much better with Polish dubbing than in English because Polish people put extremely they put a lot of inside jokes into the dialogues, and I never watched it in Polish, and I watched it in Polish last week,
Oh,
and
wow.
I prefer it. People outside of Poland cannot see this movie as we Polish people can because it's so much funnier. in Polish language.
Oh my god, we're missing out. I need to learn
Yeah,
Polish.
you know.
So many inside jokes. Yeah, same thing in Spanish. So, yeah, I grew up watching all of these movies in Spanish, and they have the same insults that we use, the same things that the same words that we use. And the cool thing about Spanish is that we have translators from all different countries in Latin America. So not only from one country. So you hear a lot of different accents and stuff. It's like a mashup. It's like a crazy mashup. Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's fun. Yeah. Cool. There you go. 10 out of 10. I
Thank
will put up here the panties again. But other than that, I think you already got that one.
thank you.
This is super, super, super solid. I can feel this, and this. It's amazing. Very accurate. Um, yeah. If you would like to ask me anything in particular, let me know. And I can.
You have the most recent. I said Wile E. Coyote, but I think I meant the Goofy pose that I just did yesterday.
Oof, I remember that one.
Because I think I definitely like to ask some questions about that. Because I think when like tilts start happening, especially Goofy has like so many tilts in his body. It was hard. I did feel like I was losing track of the perspective a little bit. So
Okay, we're going to that one. We're going to that one. In regards of these ones, no.
I mean, anything you see that you
Yeah,
think, yeah, like the panty thing, I'm gonna definitely add in because I think it adds like a lot of depth. And this one, I kind of felt like my proportions were pretty wonky, and his leg got super long instead of like squashed. Um,
okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah, couple here. This is what Omar is doing here. We can have just the panties, same thing here. Bam. And then transform this into a 3D edge. Boom. Live drawing. And then from here to here. And then we have exactly the same thing as the reference. Boom. And then from here, bam. Bam. And everything is connected there to that part. Yeah. The panties, it helps a lot. And then the panties on the other side will be something like this. Bam. And then the arms. It's tapering towards this side. And then here, bam. So that's the only thing that I'll improve here is the connections with how to connect the limbs with the torso. That's how I will do it.
awesome. Okay.
Other than that, the rest is really cool. The Loomis head here. It's
It's
really
super tiny.
small. It's really small. I'll do it a little bit bigger, maybe. But yeah, it's for you have the idea. You have the idea. I'll do it a little bit bigger, but you have the idea.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Emily, Emily. So these are some notes and feedback that I provided to Emily previously on old meetings, and it's super nice how she's putting this around the new drawings just to double check all that stuff. Now, for the this is like a process. This is like building a house. If the structure of the house is not very, it's not strong, if we start building things around that thing, that house will fall. So that's how we go gesture, perspective, shapes, because the gesture have to be strong for us to put bam the construction, the perspective on top. Otherwise, it will not make more sense. So and then when we go to perspective, the box around the character should be placed properly because then because later, if not, the character will be wonky inside. In this case, the character is perfectly placed within a 3D box. The 3D box is perfectly made, so amazing to that. I will I will revisit here the gesture because we have some forces going around. We have the booty going up like this. We have the torso going down like this. And we have all this force from the booty up connected all the way here towards this arm around here. Bam. And then this force of the chest, boom, can help us connect here with this arm over here. Bam. See how everything is connected? And from here to here, the other leg could be connected here, and from here to here, the other leg could be connected here. And then on top of this super rough, and then from here, the head, bam, 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 bam. Now, this is all I need for now. Boom. And on top of this, I'm going to build the torso, which is going to be something like this. And the I'm using the gesture pass that I drew. I'm gonna have all of this. Pa-pa-pa-bam, pa-pa-pa-bam. And then if I go around, boom, panties. And if I leave the space between these two, like from here a little bit down here, and I draw around like this, pa-pa-pa-bam, pa-pa-pa-bam, guess what? Boom, I can connect the leg here. Boom. And I can go around, and here we have this other part, we have the shoe, boom. And here I can grab this part of the torso to connect the arm. Boom. Again, look, I can draw a circular line here, a cylinder, and then I can transform that cylinder into a 3D edge. Boom, 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 boom. Bam! That's the difference. That's the difference. It's like, while I am doing the gesture drawing, I'm already planning. I'm already planning, like, okay, this line here is going to create the flow and connect with the shoulder. Okay, the hips goes all the way around here. Then I'm going to leave a gap to connect with the leg. Oh, you know what? I have the flower sac going this way because the booty is pushing up, and the same energy that this pushing up the booty is the same energy that I can connect with the arm. So I know that I have two energies going, two forces, two inverse forces. One that is going up, which is the booty, and one that is going down, which is the arm. But that same energy that is going down with the arm is the same energy as the chest going down. So guess what? That will create this flower sac that will have this form over here. Instead of this form over here, I'll have this form over here, and then bam. Okay? So there you go. And then from here to here, then the head, I think we can be more clear with the head. I will grab, oopsie. I will grab another, what the heck are you doing here? Wait. I'm going to grab this here, draw around and around. We have here, boom, eye line, center line, center line here. Where this intersects is where I'm going to connect the jaw. So it's going to be something like this. Boom. And then this line will bounce like this. And then this will go all the way like that. Bam. Then here we're going to connect the ear, and then we go around like this here, bam, 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 and from here I can use this same line to connect this part of the hat. So this will go like this, and then here I can grab all of this to create this upper part of the hat, and I can draw through if I want. Boom, cool. And if I were to have a box around all of this, it will be something like this, like you have. And then that box will help me draw the eye line, because here I messed up. The eye line should follow this line over here. So this will be something around like this instead. Because here, this, if I were to track where's the center line within this cylinder, this is pointing that way. This is pointing this way. And this one is pointing that way instead of pointing that way over there. So in order to fix that, I'll have to go and draw around again. So now this that eye line is actually following that 3D box. And on top of this, I can start drawing all the other parts of the carriage. Ba-ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-ba-bam. So that's why it's so important to draw everything in proper order. I'm not following the order right now. I'm just finding a stuff that I can provide feedback on, and then I'm building on top of the first things that I see. But the order is something that I'm sharing with you on the perspective module, in the perspective masterclass, which is first drawing the box, doing a study of the character. After doing a study of the character, start drawing this. By first, start drawing the gesture pass, and on top of the gesture pass, save the gesture pass for later, put it aside, and then boom, on top of that, building all the construction and all the volumes of the character. And that's why even these type of circular lines, these cylinders, these spheres or whatever that we're drawing here, should we should be aware of this box in order to even draw these circular lines properly. Same thing for this. This is pointing that way, while this should be pointing a little bit that way. See? This gap between this line and this line makes the difference. Because after that, when I transform this into 3D edge, that will follow this box over here. So it's very important to draw that box since the beginning. So this will not point that way, but instead will point that way, or I can just fix that stuff. Same thing for this. Cool. Awesome. So hope this feedback helps. Emily, I show you a step by step of how I start with the gesture drawing. This is what I mentioned. If we are building a house, if the structure, if the idea is not clear since the beginning, when we start adding walls and other kind of stuff, it might just fall apart. Because the first statement that I saw here is like, oh, we have this booty pushing up a bit, this chest down here. So that's something that we were missing a little bit here. Bam and bam. And that will make the difference. And then the rest is how I drew the other stuff. We have the torso, and we have this part that go that way, and then all that connected to the arms. Can you hear that? Yeah. You can hear that crazy dude making that noise.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah, amazing. Glad that you cannot hear the noise. It's like a clown noise. It's a dude selling ice cream. Cool.
Clown.
That's it. Hope this helps, Emily. Also, let's move forward. Bam! Okay, who is this? Wait a second. Let me look in the pirate. Who animated a pirate? Who drew a pirate? No one knows who drew this one.
No.
Okay, I'll check it out either way. Oh yeah, Emily. Cool. Awesome. This is amazing, dude. This is amazing, Abby. Yeah, I have.
Thank you.
Is very, 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 very strong. Very strong. Very
Time's
strong.
a charm.
Huh?
Third time's a charm. This
Yeah.
yeah.
You graduated from this. I'm taking my hat right now.
Thank
Very nice.
you.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I'll
I really
just.
struggled with like Goofy's upper body in perspective because he has that tilt and it was just kind of breaking my brain a little bit. Um, yeah, I don't know why, and I think because the horizon line was so low in the picture, I don't know. Something about it just was like tripping me up, like with Goofy's whole upper body portion.
So I'm seeing this. I'm seing this. Boom. The body of the torso of Goofy. I'm seeing this, and the booty of Goofy is doing this. Especially because these characters sometimes makes no sense because they push
Yeah,
them like crazy, right?
yeah.
But everything could be constructed. So I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. And then oopsie. So now I'm seeing this. Yeah, sometimes I just go and draw and draw. I don't think first. I first draw and then I think. I don't think and then draw. I just draw and then I think.
It's relatable.
Because I don't want to be paralyzed by the drawing. I just draw and then I think. So I'll do something like this. Yeah. So that this is, and it's even pushing that way. So now that I draw and I thought, I can just go like this. Just push that.
Uh,
Bam!
that act- that actually helps a lot. It's tilted towards the camera, not just back. That helps a lot. Okay, I can
Because
see
I'm
where I can
seeing,
put the lines
I'm
now.
seeing this angle, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing that angle. So that angle is because he's tilting in some way.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the
I think I was just thinking about backwards tilt, and so I was like losing that top plane, which
oh yeah, I see.
it adds a lot more having the top plane there, like even just a little bit. Yeah.
Especially because we were seeing the attachment of the neck here, so that's why I'm like, okay, we're seeing that top part, right? Because later, if
Right. Okay.
we start adding the stuff here, that thing will be added here like this, like the
Okay.
neck of Goofy, and this will go around like this. Now I'm building all of this on top of that, super roughly, but that box in that perspective is telling me how all of these shapes are going to group at this point over here.
Okay.
Because if these were tilted in the opposite direction, this line, these lines, instead of going this way, will go that way, and we might not be able to see that one. So we will be able to see something like that. We might see something like that, right?
Right. Okay.
But here we're seeing all of these opening. So the cylinder is all the way like that. Cool.
Perfect.
Nice.
Awesome. That helps a lot.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'd love to see in your next drawings just using a different color that is not yellow, and just seeing how you connect these arms, the limbs, with the things that I shared today.
Perfect.
Other than
Okay.
that is extremely strong, and now I'll be happy to see this type of drawings in a portfolio and a website for sure. For sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. Beautiful. Ah, this is amazing. Look at that finger there. Yeah,
I was hoping you'd be proud. You taught me
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I am. Nice. 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 Put your rough pass next to this, because
Okay.
I would love to see to keep seeing your rough pass.
Like
Yeah,
just the gesture on its own,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, just the gesture,
Okay.
just the gesture. Which day are you right now, Ari?
I am day 25 today, I think.
So you are
So
starting
last,
to sign.
yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Cool, 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 cool,
Oh
cool.
my god, I didn't even notice I forgot an
Yeah,
ear.
you missed that one.
Completely
No,
blind to
this
that.
is beautiful. This is amazing. This is amazing. Also, another thing, in order to make it less noisy in some way, more appealing to the eye, is just draw the turning edge on the parts that we need the turning edge. So, for example, here you see one, two, three, four. Just one here and one in the middle. That's enough. That's enough.
Okay.
Just to simplify the amount of lines that we're using.
Beautiful.
Nom, 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 nom. This is this is amazing. This is amazing. It feels like when I even see my being able to hear an animation, that's an amazing job. Like when you just see an animation without sound and you hear that, it's like that's an amazing job. But when you hear a drawing, that's even better. Like you are hearing a drawing, and here with this foot doing detaching from the ground, I'm hearing like I'm hearing like thing detaching from the ground actually, and that's the idea. It feels I can hear that. That's a nice job. That's a nice job.
Thank you so much. That's a
Same for
huge compliment.
same for this one. That's the goal. That's the goal. So there you go. No feedback on this one.
Thank you. Except the ear.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you. I
Oh,
think I'm gonna
sure.
have to hop off. I have a dog walk in like 15 minutes, and I
No, no,
didn't
no, no.
realize it.
Feel free. Hey, if any of you have to pop out of the meeting, feel free to at any time. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Thank you so much. It was nice to see you guys and meet you, Marta.
Thank you very much, Abby. Amazing rounds.
Thank
Bye
you. Bye.
bye.
Bye bye. I think we're finishing with these two. So cool. Orchua, how are you doing? Are you there? Okay, I'm going to provide feedback for you, Orchua. Bam! The gesture. Let's connect all of those limbs, Orchua. So this will be something like this. This will be something like this. See, this character is super noisy. It's like, ugh, and I feel my lines should be noisy too. My lines should be noisy too. So I'm seeing all of this. Bam. See? So I'm singing with my lines what the character is doing. It's noisy. And on top of this noisiness of lines, I am adding here the torso. Bam. I am adding this torso here. And on top of this torso, the same feedback that I give to Abby and to Omar, if we draw these rounded lines and we find the 3D edge here, guess what? Bam. Here's where is the panties. The shorts are going to be attached. Bam. And here, bam. See? And then the rest of the leg will follow that line. Will follow that line. Boom. And from here, far. There you go. See, super, 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 super expressive. And on top of this, boom, bam, bam. Connecting this. This is shrugging, so I'm boom, moving that up. And then the head and nose will be around here. Cool. So what I wanted to share here with you, Orcha, first is to have the clarity here on the torso. So we're having this bean shape. And not only that, we have the clarity of where are these planes, the torso. and how to break those planes to attach the limbs. In this case, the arms, I like to connect the arms with this back rhythm of the torso. So boom, we can one line all of that. Same thing here, or we can just rock the shoulder a little bit here. Bam. This hand will be around here. Boom. It's a little bit messy, but I want to show you the attachments. I want to show you the construction. How can we improve that? And if we want to add 3D edges here, we can just do something like this. See, and this will be flesh. Cool. Yeah. She disappeared. Okay, cool. So that's for this one. And on this one, Emily is very, 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 very nice. I will connect here. I will connect the torso. If these lines are this one, these are these ones, and we show that the box, these are parallels, this will go that way, and this will create a nest connected with this, and that will follow to the same way. So we're simplifying this. Here, instead of adding like a circle, we can add a cylinder here, and then we can break that into the turning edge like this. Here, cylinder, cylinder, and then breaking that. Bam, bam. Cool. Boom. And we connect all of this. Let's try to connect these lines, Emily. And other than that, here, the same thing that I showed previously in this video as an example of Brian Knox's way of drawing bending arms constructions. This is something that we can do here too. Bam. Other than that, the construction of the head is really nice. Would like to tell you that you can totally start adding features of the head. If you would like to do bigger studies, you can do bigger studies here, and I can give you feedback on how to draw heads, cartoony heads in this case. Cool. Hope that helps, Emily. Keep doing, keep practicing. This is this is better than the one that you submitted previously. So you are getting better and better and better and better. So even the box, that's something that I'm not even mentioning to you anymore because you are totally nailing it completely because it's more intuitive for you after the last time that we talked, and that is showing that it actually is making sense and you're understanding all of these concepts and improving and improving and improving. So cheers to that, Emily. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me too. Or to Marta, any questions? How you feel after all of
Mm,
this?
the perspective is a little overwhelming. I know I'm gonna be overthinking it in a couple of days, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have questions when I start doing this.
For sure, absolutely, that will happen. That will happen. It's funny how you said. I think perspective is overwhelming, so I'll know that I will overthink. So one thing, yeah, that's fine. What about you, Archer? How you felt? All good with the feedback that I give you? Any questions?
Yeah, I think I'll take Abby's advice from my instructor that you can't develop skill and speed at the same time. I think I'll take my time with perspective a bit
Yeah,
to
for
get better results. Yeah, I need to take my time, find those angles, the boxes, yeah, and then increase the speed later. I think I will do that. Yes.
even in animation, like when gesture drawing on the first 15 days, 20 days that we're doing gestures, everything is fast because when we're animating, a rough pass should be that fast. And then when we're doing tie down on top of the rough pass, when we're adding the construction, the character and model on top, that takes the triple time, quadruple the time sometimes. So it's totally normal. And if you approach this as an animation, as thinking like, how much time will this take me as an animator, this frame to design? Then you are merging, you are combining both both skills, drawing and animation, because you're not isolating the act of drawing as itself, but you're combining both mind frames of like, you know what, I am an animator learning how to draw for animation. So how is that I eventually am going to use this for my animations? And if you already know that for this, it may take some time when you start animating, then you will take that time when you start drawing this. So yeah, I'm glad that the feedback that Abby provided helped you too, Orcho. Cool, guys. Awesome.
Yes.
I'll go. But if you have any questions during the week, let me know. Cool.
Yeah.